Good evening and welcome to the Gothic Bohemian Salon. This is Jwlhyfer de Winter and Nipper here with a report on Dita Von Teese's appearance at Dark Garden Unique Corsetry on January 5th, 2014. Well, Nipper and I are here to tell you about this wonderful event that we attended. Well, actually, he didn't attend, did you? No. When I say we, I actually mean Max, myself, Samantha Swales, and Keir Farnham. Samantha's a friend, and Keir Farnham is my significant other. So, Dita Von Teese was making an appearance to launch her lingerie line, Follies, and her perfume line at Dark Garden Unique Corsetry in San Francisco a couple of days ago, and I had the opportunity to go. Very exciting. So, bye, little friend. Okay, so okay, so I've heard about the I heard there was going to be an appearance by Dita at Dark Garden a little bit after the Great Dickens Christmas Fair. Autumn had mentioned it to my friend Max, and he told me in a phone call. So I was really excited, and I thought I had so much time to get ready. I was thinking about washing my hair and styling it and making something new to wear and all kinds of crazy stuff that of course I didn't have time to do at all, given that I had maybe 5 days notice before it was going to happen. So it was here before you know it. Max and Samantha were coming from Alameda or something like that, and Keir was coming from the other side of the Lake Merritt here in Oakland, and I took Bart. So we all went to the city to attend this appearance and get some things signed and see what Dark Garden had in stock as far as the Von Follies lingerie line was concerned. Very exciting. So on Sunday I got pretty dressed up to go. I wore that little quote-unquote morning hat that I showed you in that video that I got off eBay. That isn't really a morning hat. I put my hair up in sort of a chignon in the back, and had the front kind of curly. You can kind of see the remnants, the remnants of the curl left in there. It's pretty messy, but I was trying to make it good messy. I'm not sure if I succeeded or not, frankly. Anyway, I wore the same outfit that I wore the last day of Dickens. So I had my corset on, I had a little red jacket, and a red petticoat kind of tucked in a little bit so that it sort of boofed up and was a little bustly and a little can-ish and, you know, that kind of stuff. And then I had to figure out what shoes to wear, and this was difficult because I had a couple pairs that I hadn't worn yet, and they're real special, so I kind of wanted to wear one of them, and I'll show you what I had to choose from. So one pair is by Metaphor, and I got them at Sears. Crazy. I'm keeping most of the paper. It keeps your shoes, you know, nicer and more together, so I like to keep that stuff inside. So these are the ones from Sears. As you can see, they're really cute. These are a size 9 with the little bows and this little detail here, and really great heel. detail there, whoops, there, and they zip, which is brilliant. And those were actually on sale for $19.99. Ugh, great, huh? So there were those, and then there were these. Okay, so the story on these is that New Year's Eve I was kind of wandering around, and I went into this shoe store, and it was after I got the other ones for $19.99, and I didn't have a lot of money in my bank account left, so I was just going in to look, because there's no way that I can afford the shoes in the shop, because there are John Fluvog shoes and other expensive shoes, and yeah. So anyway, I've had my eye on these for a while. See that heel? It's sculpted like all the way around. It's really cool. And the bows, of course, are great, and the color is fantastic. And I love the double buckle. So all right, so I'm trying these on, and the proprietor of the shop says, you know, all the shoes are half off tonight. You didn't just say that, did you? Well, I said, well, that's great, but I only have $100, because they would be $125 normal if they were half off, because they're about $250. So he says, okay, $100. So I did it. Yes, I spent $100 on a pair of shoes, which is something that I haven't done in years. But they're John Fluvogs. I know. Okay, so I ended up wearing the Fluvogs. It's a cute outfit. Anyway, so I took BART to get down to San Francisco to Dark Garden, and got there at about 12:30, 12:45. Max had already been there for quite a while. We were planning on getting there at 11. I was definitely planning on getting there earlier, but I was having some trouble getting dressed, and I just decided that it would be better to kind of relax and just kind of do things at my own pace rather than pushing, because that usually makes me gives me more pain and stuff. So I got there when I got there, and Kier was the same. He got there when he got there, which was actually quite a bit after me. Samantha was there. Was she there when I got there? I'm not sure. Anyway, Max and Samantha both got dressed up, so this is some pictures of them. And then, of course, a lot of people who came to the event were dressed up. So I took a lot of, well, not a lot, but I took some pictures of some other people that were there. So here's some of those. So we spent some time looking at the lingerie, and I'd already smelled all the perfumes. I guess Sam sampled them. I don't know if Max tried them out or not. Max and I looked at lingerie. Well, I asked him what he thought while I looked at lingerie, basically. And I finally settled on a matching garter belt for a bra that I'd already bought at Debenhams in London, because I've been getting my Dita lingerie from there, which I think you know. So I've picked out a garter belt, and this is it right here. It's red satin with eyelash lace, as you can see. It's called eyelash lace because of these little bits. You can see those little bits, they look like eyelashes. And then it's got 6 garters, which is great. It was really flattering to the figure to have 6 garters, because then there's one gliding up on your outer thigh, and it kind of makes it look a little bit less, a little bit smoother. And they hold up your stockings better, and they make your stockings look better too. So I was happy to find that they had 6 garters. And like I said, I already had a bra that matched, so I was looking, you know, to match that or another piece that I didn't have all the pieces to. There was also a bra, the overwire bra, I forget what it's called, beautiful though, and I think I'll be getting that. I'll go back and get that set as soon as I can afford to. So as far as the appearance went, Dita got there in time, I think. They sort of warned us when she was, you know, 5 minutes out or whatever. She got there, and first the photographers did a bunch of pictures. They did a bunch of pictures of her with the Dark Garden girls who were dressed up for the event in corsets and Dita's lingerie. Dark Garden does Dita's corsets for her stage shows, all the ones that aren't made by Mr. Pearl. I think about 15 corsets in total. And they also did the corset that she wears on the cover of Playboy, this one. So you can see they're quite talented, and they've done, you know, so much work for her. Apparently Dita introduced Autumn to Mr. Pearl. Autumn's the owner of Dark Garden, and they're going to be doing some work together, which is really great news. I'm so excited for her, and I can't wait to see what they create together, because Autumn is a brilliant corsetier, and of course Mr. Pearl is the pinnacle of the profession, so it should be really interesting. So she then took some pictures with the Perfume, and I think went upstairs and did a few pictures. Maybe that was with the Perfume or something, I'm not sure. Anyway, and then the signing started. So there are some perks to being in a wheelchair, and one of them is that you usually get a little bit of preferential treatment, like being put at the front of a line when there's a really, really long line going somewhere. So I was at the very front of the line, which is great because I had a gift I wanted to give to her, and I got, you know, enough time to do that. So I was sitting there, and when they finally were starting, this guy that was with Dita's entourage, she didn't have like an entourage, but he was one of the people that was helping out, I guess, or maybe he was the bodyguard, I'm not sure. Anyway, he said, well, young lady, or something like that, let's get started, or I don't know, something like, I don't even remember what he said actually. So I wheeled myself forward and you know, said hello and took her hand and shook it, and said, I have a couple of gifts for you. And she's like, oh, really? You know, and I, like, yes. And I handed her the first gift, which was a vintage cookbook from, I think it's from the 40s. Really cute, great font typeface in the book, and pictures and all kinds of stuff like that. Great recipes. So she says to me, did you know that I have a vintage kitchen that's all pink, and I have some, or I collect little vintage cookbooks that I keep in my kitchen? And I said, I thought you might. And she smiled and looked at the front of the book to see if I'd written a dedication, and she said, oh, did you write a dedication? I said, no, I totally forgot about doing that. And she said, oh, well, let's find a pen so you can write something. And I said, well, I've written you a letter, and it's inside the hat box. I had a hat box that was going to her as well. And she said, oh, okay, good. I'll keep the letter and the book together, and that way I'll always know who the book came from, which I thought was really sweet. So I told her a little bit about the first time that she and I met. I'm hoping to maybe jog her memory, hoping she'd remember me, but it was 13 years ago, so I met her about 4 or 5 times back then. Anyway, I tried, but you know, she's probably met so many people over the years, and it was so long ago, and that's what she said. So yeah, who knows? I'll keep coming into signings and stuff, and you know, the girl in the wheelchair with the blue hair will probably stick in her head after a little while. So anyway, I told her about the first time we met, which was at the 21st Century. I brought a corset that I made and showed it to her and said that I wasn't really making corsets anymore because my work had been destroyed in a fire in my studio a couple years previous. But if I ever did make another corset, it would be for her. And then I gave her this corset that I'd made to try on, and this is a picture of it. And it's got a lot of hand sewing in it, and it was actually in a fire, which is why it looks sort of antique. I'm going to be doing a little shoot with it with Samantha, who's gorgeous, as you can see. We're doing some photographs I'm very excited about, and I'll put them in a video as soon as I finish doing that. And she tried the corset on, and of course it was way too big. It was like a 22 or something like that. But she did like it. She complimented me on the design and the style and everything. And it was a very nice meeting, actually. She thanked me for coming to see her at that particular venue, which is sort of not like the most high-class venue in the world. It's a place called the 21st Century. It's kind of your common strip club, really. Well, I mean, there's a stage, so it's a little bit more theatrical, I suppose. This is before she was doing, you know, big martini glasses and stuff like this. This is basically a pretty normal burlesque striptease. Very beautiful, though, and accomplished, and she, you know, did it really well, and it was a great show, actually. She was wearing a lovely military uniform that was cut to fit her figure precisely in a corset. And this is the outfit and her signature that she wrote to me way back when. This is a magazine called Domination Directory International, and this was when I was working as a professional dominatrix, so my ad is actually in the magazine too. So I have quite a few things signed by her. I didn't really need an autograph. My second gift to her, though, before I get into that, was a blue hat box that had inside a taupe hat, a little kind of pillbox tilt hat with little ostrich plume sprays on it, and some, I think, a little bit of veiling. It's really sweet on, and I had gotten it at a vintage fashion expo, and really kind of thought it would be great for her. So she was looking at it, and I said, it's really great on, and you know, she thanked me, and I said there's other things inside the box, and so we took the hat out, and I kind of moved some things around and described them, and one thing was a vintage feather cluster, that a kind of a spray of black feathers with another feather that was twirled around, with a velvet band around the bottom that kind of held everything together. A couple of vintage velvet pieces of ribbon that you could also use on a hat, really beautiful velvet, and some silk, it's called moire taffeta, silk ribbon made out of that, and a bracelet, rhinestone bracelet or crystal bracelet, really pretty, and some vintage hat veiling, a couple of different colors. I think one was red and the other one might have been black. It's the kind with little balls on it, little velvet balls, really cute. So I described what was in the box, and she was really sweet about it and thanked me, and we talked a little bit, and then, you know, I had her sign the card that we were given to have her sign to my friend Max, because he wasn't going to be able to get anything to, you know, be able to get a signature with the purchase, which was kind of how it worked. So this is what we were given to have signed. This is Max's little thing, which I'll be getting back to him ASAP. They gave us, it's kind of like this, they gave us a post-it note to attach so that she'd know how to spell your name and that kind of stuff, and to kind of streamline the whole process. So did that. I probably could have gotten my set of striptease flip books that I brought with me signed, but I just didn't think of it. I was just so kind of overcome by just talking to her. The other thing that's interesting is she looks exactly the same in person as she does in a video or in photographs. She really does, which is quite something, I think. There we go. So I guess that's pretty much it. Samantha and Max were with me at the front of the line, and I introduced them to Dita, or her to them, however you want to put it. They shook her hand and everything, and later Samantha pre-ordered some perfume because they did sell out, so that she could get an autograph and talk to Dita. and Max kind of just kind of snuck himself in there and got a picture with her. Now I totally forgot about doing that, so I don't have a picture of me with Dita. Oops. So I completely forgot to take my picture with her, so I don't have that to show you, but I can show you her and Max. Isn't that adorable? And her and Samantha, also adorable. And the event went on for quite a while. I think she was there until they closed, which is I believe about 6 o'clock. So I think she was signing things well 2 hours after she was scheduled to do it. And we kind of hung out outside while she was there. When Kier finally came, I took him inside so that he could get a glimpse of her or whatever, and I also wanted to introduce him to Autumn, who I've known since she was really young and I was really young. We met back in 1985, I think. Wow. At the Renaissance Pleasure Fair at Black Point in Marin, I think is where it was. Yeah, that's when I met her, and I think she was 16 at the time and I was 23 or something like that. It's around the same time that I met Kier, my significant other, which is going back, what, 30 years now or something? It's 2014, yeah, it's 30 years. Pretty amazing. So that was our day. We had a great time. So I'll just include some more pictures from the day here, and at the end of our little video. Thank you so much for joining me for the Gothic Bohemian Salon. It really means a lot to me that you come and watch these videos. I did want to ask you, if you haven't subscribed already, to subscribe. I'm getting rather close to 500, which is exciting, and I'm hoping to do a giveaway at that point. So the sooner I get there, the better. So thank you so much. And Nipper thanks you too. I'm not sure what else to say. I guess I'm done. So thank you so much for joining me in the Gothic Bohemian Salon. Have a wonderful evening and embrace the darkness. Good night.